Welcome to Everything Spectrum. Today, I just thought that I would just talk for a couple minutes because I have a lot of different things going on. And one of the things is I created a new website, uh, and it's just annkagris.com. ANNKAGARISE.com. And it just is just everything that I'm doing, working on is right there. My photography, some of my writings, um, and hopefully some speaking engagements that are coming up and different things like that. So if you could just tune in to that, that would be great. I have a podcast with it's called Real Talk with Tina and Ann, and we do a podcast on mental health. You can get us at Real Talk with Tina and Ann on any of the podcast sites that you might listen to. And you can access us on Facebook. We have a page. And with us going in a mental health month, um, it would be great if I could, if some of you could tune in. Also, just to touch base with, you know, I always like to say something about autism on this page because this is a page about autism and some other spectrums that I've talked about before, because actually life is kind of a spectrum and we're all living in it. I do know that when somebody, an autistic individual, and the reason why I want to touch on this is because you just never know when something's gonna kind of throw you off. And when you have something throw you off, you can be having a great day and then something be throw you off, and then all of a sudden your brain just doesn't function well. And sometimes that happens to me and my executive functioning, which I just don't have that great of executive functioning. You know, one of the things I wanted to do was create some really great content, some really professional content, where I have a guest speaker tomorrow on my the podcast that we have, Real Talk with Tina and Ann, and it's going to be amazing. And I wanted to video him into my podcast here. And of course, because of my executive functioning, um, I have tried and tried to figure it out, and I am just not good at it. So if anybody else knows how to do that, I would really appreciate how to uh, do my podcast and video at the same time. Uh, I see people bring other people into their YouTube videos. I've tried to do Zoom. I've tried to do Google Meet. Zoom only lets people do it for 40 minutes at a time, and I could do it for that amount of time, because it did work, by the way, but it really wasn't that great. And then I was going to try Google Meet. I can't figure it out how to use my podcast uh, app and also at the same time do that. Um, I've researched and researched how people make their videos look professional and bring in their uh, bring in another caller, another video person, and I'm just not good at this kind of stuff. I can do technology to a certain degree, and I do a lot of work on it to get to where I am. But when it comes to certain things in that executive functioning piece, um, it's like me cooking. It's just a disaster. So, anyway, if anybody knows how to do that, I would really appreciate a shout out to my email, which, I was trying to, I get too confused. So just do it to ANNIED643 at gmail.com, and I will get it. If there's anything else that you can help me with regarding my videos looking more professional, um, And I did. I got a microphone, and I'm trying different things. So I would appreciate it. As we go into mental health month, which a lot of autistic people we are dealing with anxiety, if nothing else. I mean, it is a constant dealing with anxiety. And, we just had an event yesterday, and it was an amazing event. And I always talk about my three kids that are autistic as well. And we went into an environment that was wow. I mean, you just can't prepare for everything. And you think you're going to have fun. And we did. We had a really great time. We had a birthday in our family, and it was a really great time. But I can tell you that the environment was just loud and overwhelming for everybody. Even for a typical person, it would have been, um, we take headphones, we do all the stuff. And we try really hard to prepare. We tell everybody, what the environment could be like. And we try to avoid as much of things that we can as we go into situations. We're normally really better at this. We try to go to things early. We try to investigate and research and, talk to the kids and myself about what's going to happen. We try to sit in the right places so things aren't as overwhelming and that kind of thing. And sometimes you just can't prepare for everything. So it's like what do you do um, when you are in a situation and you just can't prepare? So you have to meet each child where they are, each autistic individual where they are, each person on whatever the spectrum is that they're on, uh, where they are, and try to help them and ask questions. Just do a lot of questions and how can I help you and what can we do in order for this to uh, work a little bit better so we can stay. And you might have to leave early um, because we do that. I mean, we go to things and then we leave because we all can't handle it as well, but at least we try to be apart. And I believe in stretching. I always believe in trying to go that distance, go a little bit further than your comfort zone. And that's where I try to live, is a little bit further outside of my comfort zone. So I'm always growing. I really believe that that's why I have gotten to where I am. Um, because I was a kid that didn't even talk. I mean, I didn't do I I did within my circles, but outside of my circles, even in family events, I was always the quiet one in the room. And a lot of people nowadays, it depends. If you put me in a different situation, you're going to get an autistic individual. You're going to see me in my autism. But in my normal, everyday functioning, and preparing, and I've been doing this a long time, I've really taught myself how to go into new situations. But there's times you're going to see that autism in me. And it's okay. But the anxiety is real. The mental health piece of autism is real because it brings up a lot within us that we have to handle. And lately, if I go into a situation and I come out of it, I am exhausted. Like I have run a marathon. We went to a birthday party recently, not within our family. It was a one of my kids' friends, and when I came out of it, I didn't even want to talk. I didn't want to be around anybody. I just wanted to be left alone. And I've got certain things that I do in order to handle that. I mean, if I have to still stay in the situation with my kids or whatever, I will because I have to. But then the first chance I can get to be by myself. I mean, it feels like I literally have had the life drained out of me. And I can only do people for so long. And I can do people, but I can only do them for so long. And I go in and then I got to come out. And then I need to be left alone. And I try really hard because, being an autistic individual raising 3 autistic kids, I try really hard to strike a balance. And I work really hard on things all day long. But I also, and I'm not always good at this because I just keep going and going and going sometimes, even though I don't realize that I've reached a point where I need to take a break. But I try to stay in tune with my body. I try really hard to know myself, so I know when I need to do me. Because I'm a caretaker, which I just wanted to touch on that for a minute, which I always talk about the spectrum piece of it. And, it makes me upset when a lot of people just misunderstand autism and they say that we don't have empathy. And I've talked about that before. But I think we feel harder. We take in things harder. And so, I really try to take that time for myself because it's extremely important that I take care of me while I'm taking care of 3 autistic kids. So I just wanted to come on, just touch base, and welcome in Mental Health Month, and just let you know about some of the things that I was doing. And you can find that again on my website at annkegers.com. I do have my Etsy photography and some other things that are going on, but I have incorporated all of that onto my website. So please contact me and let me know if there's anything I could do in speaking, in writing, anything autism, anything spectrum, anything mental health. My friend Tina and I, like I said, are doing the podcast. So just let me know if there's anything that I could do. And like I normally say at the end of all of my videos, keep being real and keep being you. Thank you for being a part of Everything Spectrum. I really appreciate that.